page 128. Yedid nefesh av harachaman, Yedid nefesh av harachaman, Meshochav decha, Eretz onecha, Meshochav decha, Yad hai lai 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 lai, Eretz onecha, Yarutz avdecha, Kemo hayal, Yishtachaveh lai lai lai, Yad hai lai 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 lai, El mul hadarecha, Yarutz avdecha, Kemo hayal, Yishtachaveh lai lai lai, Yad hai lai 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 lai, El mul hadarecha, Yedid nefesh av harachaman, Yedid nefesh av harachaman, Meshochav decha, Eretz onecha, Meshochav decha, Yad hai lai 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 lai, Eretz onecha.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our service. And although we may not be together physically, we are absolutely together spiritually. And I invite you, if you have candles, to take out those Shabbat candles now and join me in the lighting of those candles. And let us join together by lighting our candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.
Continue welcoming Shabbat with some of our Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat with Lechuna Ranana on page
130.
130. Thank you, Rabbi. Ooh, 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 ooh. Lechuna Ranana, L'Adonai Nariah, Letzur Hishenu, Lechuna Ranana, L'Adonai Nariah, Letzur Hishenu, Nekad mafanav, B'todah, B'zmirot Nariah lo, Nekad mafanav, B'todah, B'zmirot Nariah lo, Lechuna Ranana, L'Adonai Nariah, Letzur Hishenu, לצור ישענו, לכו נרננה, לאדוני נריע, לצור ישענו, לצור ישענו, נקדמה פניו, בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, נקדמה פניו, בתודה, בזמירות נריע לו, לכו נרננה, לאדוני נריע, לצור ישענו, לצור ישענו, לכו נרננה, לאדוני נריע, לצור ישענו, לצור ישענו.
Continue with the Emanu-El on the bottom paragraph of page 135.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
Continuing with Lecha Dodi on page 138.
Yum biddy biddy bye bye bye, yum biddy biddy bye bye, lecha dodi likrat kala. Yum biddy biddy bye bye bye, yum biddy biddy bye bye, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur Hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet ve'litzilah. Yum biddy biddy bye bye bye, yum biddy biddy bye bye, lecha dodi likrat kala. Yum biddy biddy bye bye bye, yum biddy biddy bye bye, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נשוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, לך דודי לקראת כלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך כולי אורי, 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 שיר תברי, כבוד אדוני, כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, לך דודי לקראת כלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, לך דודי לקראת כלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, פני שבת נקבלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, לך דודי לקראת כלה. ים ברי ברי ביי ביי ביי, ים ברי ברי ביי ביי, פני שבת נקבלה.
Page 142, we continue with Shalom Alechem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue now with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 146. I invite you to please rise either physically or in spirit if you are able.
Yai la lai 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 yai lai lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
We continue on page 148 with Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim B'chokhmah Poteach She'arim U'vitfunah Meshane Itim U'machalif Et Hazmanim U'mesader Et HaKochavim B'mishmerotehem Barakir Kirtzono Borei Yom V'Layla Kolel Or Mipnei Choshech וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום מביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל החי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Page 150, אהבת עולם.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם בלילה, נגה יומם בלילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
Feeling that wonderful sense of love, I invite us all to take a deep breath in as we turn to page 152, 153 for the watchword of our faith, Shema. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Avad.
And if you are standing, we invite you to please be seated as we turn to page 154 for Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue together on the bottom of page 154. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day, and press them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Then you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Page 157 on the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Michamocha.
Ya ba ba bim bidi bam, ya ba ba bim bam, ya ba ba bim bidi bam, ya ba ba bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya ba ba bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya ba ba bim bam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה עלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Ya ba ba bim bidi bam, ya ba ba bim bam, ya ba bim bidi bam, ya ba bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya ba bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya ba bim bam. V'nemar כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom.
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. We continue with the Shamru on page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
We now continue with the central portion of our worship with our tefillah on pages 164, 166, and 168. I invite you, if you're able to please rise either physically or in spirit.
Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava. Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chayei HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mahashiv HaRuach U'morid HaGashem, V'chakel Chaim B'chesed, V'chayei HaKol B'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'rofei Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem Emunato L'shenei Afar. Michamocha Bal Gevurot, U'mido Melach, Melech Meimit, U'mechaye, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah leHachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Page 171. Days pass and the years vanish. We walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. Please be seated. Bottom of page 175. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha be'ira na'avod. Continuing on page 177, we join together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, lacha na'eh lehodot. So I invite you maybe to close your siddur for just a moment as I have the opportunity to share with you a Devar Torah, a word of Torah for this Shabbat. Just as this Shabbat is the last one of this year, so too this week's Torah portion is the last one in the book of Genesis. And in Parshat Vayechi, Jacob's on his deathbed. After being in Egypt for 17 years, he was 147 years old. He calls his son Joseph over to him and asks him to make sure he is buried among his fathers in Canaan and not left in Egypt. One of the most important aspects of this portion is when Jacob blesses his sons as well as Joseph's sons Ephraim and Manasseh. That is where the tradition of blessing our children on Shabbat came from. Although Jacob dies at the end of this portion, it ends on a beautiful note after Jacob's death, as Joseph speaks from his heart. And we know from earlier in Genesis that there was lots of deception and hurt amongst Joseph's family. So much so that it felt as if it was on a perpetual cycle. But in order to bring it to an end, one member of the family who was entitled to retribution must stop the cycle and forgive instead. And that is what Joseph does here. As I've mentioned a couple weeks ago, Joseph finally speaks up for himself. As Richard Elliott Friedman writes in his commentary, quote, "This beautiful end of the story of deceptions and retributions completes an intricately embroidered narrative. Many interpreters have treated the Joseph cycle as if it were a separate entity, referring to it as a novella. Insofar as that term connotates an independent work, it is misleading, cutting off what is an integral part of this connected narrative. Symbols, ironies, and relationships of characters and events are lost when one performs this surgery and separates the Joseph cycle from the rest of the story," unquote. Just as we end Genesis and begin a new year, we are afforded this powerful lesson. Our relationships with each other and our loved ones is what has gotten us through these last 2.5 months of pain and trauma. Yes, we have been disappointed in some of our relationships as we see some swept away by propaganda and a gang-like mentality. But this is the time to consider those closest to us, our family, our friends, our synagogue family. May we be empowered to strengthen our relationships just like Joseph teaches us in this week's portion. May we move forward with our heart leading the way, and may this coming year be a year of stronger relationships and more honest information about our people. We are a strong people, and we will only get stronger. Am Yisrael Chai, may the people of Israel live. Shabbat Shalom, and Happy New Year.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי והגיון ליבי lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'goali, v'goali.
We now focus our energies toward those who are ill and in need of healing. On this Shabbat, we think of Seth Ammerman, Janet Agrovich, Sally Amarendez, Chana Bat Miriam, Bobby Barco, Bob Bell, Robert Berg, Ira Berkowitz, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sandy Beinstock, Pauline Bronstein, Carol Brindell, Rich Burns, Ina Bruns, John Castro, Melissa Champer, Chu Chi, Talia Sarowski, Bonnie Coleman, Deanna Courtwright, Rita Dempsey, Ellen Dover, Toby Ellman, Henry Hansen, Jenna Fishoff-Hyman, Ruth Fox, Carolyn Franklin, Holly Fugit, Marilyn Fuller, Roberta Gabriel, Josie Garcia, Marcia Gieser, Charlene Griffin, Jack Haff, Olivia Hand, Avram Harris, Linda Harris, Sharon Jackson, Jennifer Johnson, Rolando Johnson, Mimi Jones, Sylvia Karp, Evelyn Katz-McCosker, Carol Lesage, Carol Lerner, Jackie Levinson, Bobby Lotman, Austin Lucero, Janice Lucero, Maureen McIntyre, Stephen Marceri, Rich McCarthy, Scott McCaslin, Nick Murphy, Barbara Wanamaker-Neiman, Glenn Overstreet, Gilbert Palazzo, Melanie Pearson, Barry Pinsley, Alice Pons, Sherry Prezant, Stephanie Rasmussen, Ramon Rivas, Linda Rogers, Julius Rodriguez, Eva Rose, Lois Starr, Daryl Sanchez, Laura Sanders, Victoria Schneider, Judy Schwartz, Norma Slavitt, Laura Sepulstra, Jonathan Stern, Margie Stein, Carol Turnbull, Donna Thyman, Gina Thrower, Eleanor Williams, Sue Witten, Eileen Wong, Monica Wiley, Yaakov Ben Ada, Brandon Yarkin, Megan Young, Rich Zerberger, Tammy Ziegelhofer. We can now continue with Misha Berach by Debbie Friedman on page 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We now continue with announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is David Hyman, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our streaming Kabbalat Shabbat service led by Rabbi Dana Magat and Cantor Shafritz. Our annual campaign closes in a couple of days, and we are so close to our goal of raising $100,000. If you are able to contribute and help us reach our goal, now is the time. You can find the link to donate on the temple website, and thank you. Now, looking ahead to January 2024, we are excited for our 2020 renovation celebration and dedication on January 20th at 2:30 p.m. This is a wonderful opportunity to share our new campus with everyone. We hope you all can join us. Please make sure to RSVP online. The following day, on January 21st at 9:30 a.m., is the next of our Sunday Speaker Series. This installment features Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren. There will be a bagel brunch before she speaks. Please register online as well. Also on January 21st, the Stanford Blood Bank truck will be stationed at Temple Emanu-El from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you are able, please make a life-saving blood donation. The next Shabbat in Nature will be on January 27th. Keep an eye out for the details of the next Jubilee event, which will be held at the JCC starting at 1 p.m. on January 28th. Next Friday, January 5th, we hope to see you in person as we kick off 2024 with our Erev Shabbat family service led by our Easy Teens at 7 p.m. Don't forget about our second annual deli night, klezmer, corned beef, and knishes on Sunday, February 4th at 5 p.m. The San Francisco Yiddish Combo will be back for another great performance. Space is limited, and this event will probably sell out. Don't miss out on this delectable evening of dining and dancing. You can get your tickets on the website. As I mentioned at the beginning of the announcements, the annual campaign is coming to a close. Your donation helps fund most of the events I just mentioned and many more. I want to thank all of you who have already donated, and if you haven't had a chance to donate yet, please do so and help us reach our goal. Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year.
We now continue with the lane on page 586. I invite you to please rise if you are able, either physically or in spirit.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We now continue with our Kaddish list. On this Shabbat, we think of the following who are grieving the Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning for Guy Stern, Professor Dr. David Ellenson, as well as those that were murdered by Hamas attacks on October 7th. We also think of those that are grieving the Shana, the first-year mourning for Evan Aronoff, Shelley Aronowitz, Mark Atlas, Sally Colby, Laura Danoff Robinson, Lucille Delman, Jenny Deshotsky, Edith Donath, Ingrid Eisenstein, Daniel Ellsberg, Harold Fletcher, Mary Gold, Natalie Goldman, Bobby Gornberg, Justin Gross, Lily Hannon, Marilyn Hanloff, Roosevelt Hoover, Helen Ibsen, Young Kim, Shirley Lerner, Daniel Long, Nancy Markham, Marion Mates, Maria Bitta McClure, Bishop P.J. McGraw, Ken Nist, Carolyn Offenhartz, Bradley Parkins, Deanna Marie Pender, Bill Poor, Heidi Preston, Perry Perwin, Harriet Reisner, Ruth Rosenberg, Dr. Lawrence Ross, Janessa Schwartz, Joan Singer, Ethel Sinofsky, Marcia Thaves, Wells Wagner, Sherman Zell. We also think of the following yahrzeits we observe on this Shabbat, as we think of Rose Altman, Edward Antonis, James Atlas, Aaron Berman, Monty Chused, Howard Jesse Crawford, Vivian David, Eugenia Della Rocca, Dorcas Douglas, Annabelle Ehrlichman, George Everett, Michael Fain, Mervyn Feinstein, Susan Fisher, Margie Finn, Celie Goldstein, Samuel Hanloff, Wally Hirsch, Arthur Horschman, Lenore Jacobson, Jeannie E. Jones, Mary German, Victor Kayak, Fanny Klein, David Crystal, Isidore Crone, Kevin Crown, Mark Leon, Nettie London, Jules Leventhal, Anna Ray Marks, Tony Marsh, Morris Nisman, Betty Ostran, Janice Palmer, Roberta Kayak Reichmuth, Marilyn Back Rosenthal, Irving Shane, Amir Shiri, Morris Schulman, Ida Silverstein, Elliot Sobel, Harry Schwartz, Max Unell, Iris Weissman, Bernice Wiener, Ruth Yaffe. Zichronam livracha, may all the memories of our loved ones endure as a blessing. We join together in Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon av yom echon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agalav uzman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Virhadar vitale vitalal shmei de kudesha brechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran belma vimru, amen. Yehei shlomo rabba meshamaya v'chayim aleinu v'akol Yisrael, vimru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'akol Yisrael, v'akol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.